Chicago was already buzzing with anticipation, but the atmosphere surrounding BTS's Soundcheck turned that anticipation into something far more powerful. Long before the main performance was due to begin, the stadium had taken on a completely different character as fans waited for a glimpse of the group during rehearsals. The images from the Soundcheck capture a striking contrast. Rows of empty seats stretching across the venue while down on the stage, BTS members moved through their preparations with microphones in hand. Yet despite the quiet appearance of the stands, the energy around the stage was anything but empty. The presence of ARMY could be felt in every reaction, every cheer, and every moment of excitement as fans watched their favorite artists prepare for the night ahead. Soundcheck is often considered one of the most intimate parts of a concert experience because it allows fans to see performers before the lights, elaborate production, and full audience atmosphere take over. In Chicago, that special feeling appeared to become even more intense. BTS members were seen casually walking across the stage, testing microphones, singing, interacting with the space, and preparing their voices and equipment. Instead of looking distant or untouchable, they appeared relaxed and focused, giving fans a rare glimpse of the people behind the spectacular stage production. The photographs show several members in distinctly casual outfits, a reminder that Soundcheck is a working moment rather than the polished spectacle of the main show. One member appeared in a dark baseball cap, sunglasses, a simple dark t-shirt, loose jeans, and a microphone in hand. His relaxed styling contrasted sharply with the enormous stadium surrounding him, creating the impression of an artist simply enjoying the rehearsal before thousands of people would eventually fill the venue. Another member was captured singing into a microphone while wearing glasses and a soft-toned shirt, moving across the stage as though already settling into performance mode. Other members appeared in equally comfortable rehearsal looks, including oversized clothing, casual shorts, and sneakers. The overall mood was informal, but the vocal presence remained unmistakably that of a major live act. For ARMY, those ordinary details can become extraordinary memories. A simple walk across the stage, a brief vocal test, a smile, a gesture, or even the way a member adjusts a microphone can create a reaction that feels much bigger than the action itself. That is one of the reasons Soundcheck has become such a beloved part of the concert experience. Fans are not only watching a performance, they are witnessing the process of preparing for one. In the Chicago venue, the distance between the stage and the audience seemed to disappear for a moment. The members were close enough for fans to see their expressions, outfits, movements, and individual personalities without the visual effects that would later dominate the main concert. Every small action therefore carried additional meaning. When a microphone was raised, fans reacted. When a member began singing, the response from ARMY grew louder. When another member walked into view, excitement spread again. The result was a continuous wave of cheers that made the Soundcheck feel like a performance in its own right. What makes the atmosphere especially striking is the way the stadium itself appears in the background. Thousands of seats can be seen waiting for the main event, creating a sense of scale that emphasizes just how significant the night was. The empty sections do not make the scene feel quiet. Instead, they make the energy around the stage stand out even more clearly. It is as if the venue was holding its breath, waiting for the rest of the audience to arrive and for the concert to officially begin. On the floor, however, the mood was already alive. ARMY had gathered with the excitement of people who knew they were about to experience something special. The Soundcheck became an early celebration, a moment when fans could express their affection before the main show had even started. The cheers were not simply background noise. They became part of the atmosphere, responding to every movement on stage and creating a sense of connection between the performers and the audience. BTS, meanwhile, appeared to embrace the relaxed nature of the rehearsal. Their clothing was casual, their movements were less choreographed, and the setting felt more personal than a conventional concert stage. But as soon as the microphones were in their hands, the atmosphere changed. Even without the full production, their presence was enough to command attention. Singing into the microphones while surrounded by equipment and stage structures, the members demonstrated the professional focus that goes into preparing for a major concert. A soundcheck may look simple from the outside, but it is an important part of ensuring that vocals, instruments, monitors, and the overall audio system are ready. For the artists, it is a chance to test the sound and settle into the venue. For fans, it becomes an unforgettable preview of what is to come. In Chicago, those two purposes seem to blend together. The members were doing their jobs, but ARMY transformed the rehearsal into an emotional event. The reaction from fans also highlights the unique relationship BTS has built with its global audience. Chicago is thousands of miles from South Korea, yet the language of music and fandom makes the distance feel much smaller. The cheers inside the stadium reflected not only excitement for a concert, but also years of loyalty, anticipation, and emotional connection. For many fans, seeing BTS in person during Soundcheck can feel like a reward for following their music and supporting their journey. The casual nature of the moment makes it even more meaningful because there is less separation between artist and audience. Instead of seeing only the finished performance, fans can observe the preparation, the imperfections, the relaxed gestures, and the human side of the members. Those details often become the memories fans talk about long after the concert ends. One of the most memorable visual elements from the soundcheck was the variety of styles worn by the members. The group did not appear dressed in matching stage costumes. Instead, each member seemed to express a different personality through casual fashion. Dark colors, loose silhouettes, glasses, caps, layered pieces, and relaxed trousers created a comfortable rehearsal aesthetic. The styling felt natural and understated, allowing attention to remain on the members themselves. Yet the photographs show that even the simplest outfits can become instantly recognizable when worn by artists with such a devoted fan base. Another remarkable element was the visible focus on singing. Several images show members holding microphones close to their mouths, actively testing or performing vocals. This gave the soundcheck an authentic musical quality rather than making it feel like a simple appearance. The members were clearly using the time to get comfortable with the stage and sound, while fans were treated to moments that could not always be recreated during the full concert. That combination of professionalism and spontaneity is what made the Chicago soundcheck so captivating. There was no need for elaborate fireworks or massive screens to create excitement. The members, their voices, and the reaction of ARMY were enough. As the rehearsal continued, the atmosphere appeared to grow more intense. Fans responded enthusiastically whenever a member came closer to the front of the stage. Their cheers created a wall of sound that echoed through the venue. Even though the main concert had not yet begun, the emotional intensity resembled a climax. It was the kind of atmosphere that can give artists an immediate reminder of how strongly their audience feels about them. For BTS, that reaction must have been a powerful part of preparing for the show. The members could hear directly how excited Chicago's ARMY were, creating an energetic feedback loop between the stage and the audience. The more the members interacted with the crowd, the louder the response became. The louder the response became, the more alive the venue felt. This is what made the soundcheck atmosphere so memorable. It was not simply about rehearsing songs. It was about creating a shared moment before the official concert even started. For fans watching the footage and photographs afterward, the scenes offer a different perspective on BTS. The members appear approachable, comfortable, and focused, moving around the stage without the heavy theatrical presentation normally associated with a major concert. There is something fascinating about seeing global superstars in such an ordinary rehearsal environment. That human side of BTS was one of the strongest impressions created by the Chicago soundcheck. Away from the dramatic lighting, elaborate costumes, choreography, and enormous production elements of the main concert, the members were simply artists getting ready to perform. They walked around the stage, adjusted their microphones, listened to the sound system, sang into their microphones, and appeared to take in the atmosphere of the stadium. For the fans, however, those simple moments were anything but ordinary. Every second became something worth remembering. The excitement surrounding the soundcheck also demonstrated how deeply ARMY connects with BTS beyond their recorded music. A song heard through headphones can create an emotional connection, but hearing the same voice live inside a stadium creates a completely different experience. The sound travels through the venue, the crowd responds collectively, and the artists can immediately feel the reaction. In Chicago, that connection appeared especially strong. Even before the official concert began, the audience was already giving BTS the kind of reception normally reserved for a headline performance. The soundcheck effectively became the opening chapter of the concert, setting the emotional tone for everything that would follow. Another reason the scenes attracted attention was the relaxed behavior of the members. Their casual appearance made the rehearsal feel less formal and more spontaneous. One member could be seen wearing a cap and sunglasses while holding a microphone, looking comfortable as he moved around the stage. Another appeared in a loose, understated outfit while singing, creating a calm contrast with the enormous venue behind him. Other members brought their own distinctive personalities to the rehearsal through their clothing, gestures, and movements. Rather than presenting a perfectly synchronized image at every second, the soundcheck allowed fans to see different sides of the group. There were moments of concentration, moments of playful movement, and moments when the members simply appeared to be enjoying the music. These small details can mean a great deal to fans because they reveal the atmosphere behind the scenes of a major concert. The soundcheck is where technical preparation meets genuine emotion. The artists have to make sure everything works, but they are also aware that fans are watching. That creates an unusual environment in which a technical rehearsal can become a meaningful performance. The microphones need to be tested, the audio levels need to be adjusted, and the stage needs to be checked. Yet the audience does not experience those actions as routine. Instead, every sound and movement becomes part of the memory of the day. In Chicago, ARMY appeared determined to make the most of every moment. The cheers did not seem to disappear even during quieter portions of the rehearsal. Whenever a member approached the front of the stage or began singing, the response immediately intensified. It was a reminder that for fans, the concert experience begins long before the official opening. The anticipation starts outside the stadium, continues while entering the venue, reaches another level during soundcheck, and finally explodes when the main show begins. For some fans, the soundcheck may be one of the most treasured parts because it offers a closer and more spontaneous encounter with the members. Instead of seeing them from a distance under carefully controlled stage conditions, fans can observe them in a more natural environment. The Chicago images capture that feeling beautifully. The empty seats in the background create an almost surreal setting, while the members stand at the center of it all, preparing for a night that would eventually bring the entire venue to life. The contrast between the quiet rows of seats and the excitement near the stage is particularly striking. It gives the impression that the stadium was waiting for its transformation. Once the audience filled the seats and the concert production came alive, the venue would become a completely different world. But during soundcheck, there was a rare calm before the storm. That calm was repeatedly interrupted by the enthusiastic reactions of ARMY, making the rehearsal feel simultaneously intimate and enormous. The visual scale of the stadium also emphasizes the magnitude of BTS's presence. A few performers standing on a stage can appear small when surrounded by thousands of seats, but the attention remains completely focused on them. The members did not need elaborate effects to command the space. Their voices and presence were enough to draw the crowd's attention. That is perhaps the clearest sign of an established live act, the ability to create excitement even without the full machinery of a concert production. The Chicago Soundcheck also offered a reminder that live performance is not simply about reproducing recorded songs. Artists have to adapt to each venue, understand the acoustics, check their microphones, communicate with the production team, and prepare their bodies and voices for the demands of the show. What fans witnessed was therefore both entertainment and preparation. The members were working, but because they were surrounded by enthusiastic fans, the work itself became part of the experience. For ARMY, watching BTS prepare could feel almost as exciting as watching the finished performance. The anticipation was visible in the way fans reacted to every appearance. Even a brief glimpse could generate a huge response. That level of enthusiasm speaks to the emotional investment fans have in the group. BTS has spent years building a relationship with audiences around the world, and moments like the Chicago Soundcheck demonstrate how that relationship continues to shape the concert experience. The crowd was not merely waiting to hear songs. They were waiting to see the members, hear their voices, experience their personalities, and share a space with them. In an era when so much entertainment is consumed through screens, being physically present in the same stadium can feel especially significant. The soundcheck provided that sense of physical connection before the main event. Fans could watch the members move across the stage in real time, hear their voices without the distance of a recording, and respond immediately. The members, in turn, could hear the crowd and understand the excitement building around them. That exchange is impossible to fully reproduce online. It is one of the reasons live concerts remain such powerful experiences for both performers and fans. The Chicago Soundcheck also highlighted the individual charm of the members. Rather than behaving as one uniform group, each person appeared to bring a different energy to the stage. Some moments felt calm and focused, while others appeared playful and relaxed. Their different fashion choices reinforced that individuality. The casual outfits created a sense that fans were seeing BTS in a more natural state before the dramatic transformation that often accompanies a major concert. Yet despite the casual appearance, the professionalism remained obvious. The microphones were always present, vocals were being tested, and the members appeared attentive to the performance environment. The balance between casual and professional was one of the most appealing aspects of the rehearsal. It showed that even a relaxed moment requires preparation when the audience expects a world-class performance. For the members, soundcheck is part of the responsibility that comes with performing for thousands of people. For ARMY, it is a special opportunity to witness that preparation up close. The excitement in Chicago therefore came from two things happening simultaneously: BTS preparing for the concert and fans celebrating their presence. Neither side needed the full concert production to create an unforgettable atmosphere. The interaction itself was enough. Every cheer became encouragement, every vocal test became a moment of excitement, every wave or gesture became something fans could carry with them as a memory. The emotional response was amplified by the knowledge that the main concert was still ahead. The soundcheck was not the end of the experience, it was the beginning. That anticipation likely made every moment feel even more intense. Fans knew that the stage they were watching would soon be transformed by lights, screens, choreography, special effects, and a full audience. Yet there was something uniquely beautiful about seeing it before all of that happened. The stage looked raw and functional, the stadium seats were still largely empty, and the artists were dressed casually. It was a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the concert before the curtain officially rose. In that setting, the connection between BTS and ARMY became the main attraction. The Chicago Soundcheck also became a visual reminder of how far the group's influence extends. A stadium in the United States became a meeting point for artists and fans from different backgrounds, connected through the same music. The members' presence on stage represented years of work, while the fans' enthusiasm represented years of support. Together, they created an atmosphere that felt much larger than a simple rehearsal. It was a celebration of the journey that brought BTS to Chicago and the fans who continued to follow them along the way. As the soundcheck progressed, the sense of anticipation would naturally build toward the main performance. The members had tested the stage, worked through the sound, and given fans a glimpse of what was coming. ARMY, meanwhile, had already raised the energy level inside the venue. By the time the official show began, the crowd would be ready to explode. But the memories created during soundcheck would remain distinct because they captured BTS in a more unguarded setting. The images show performers who look comfortable, focused, and ready to work, surrounded by the enormous infrastructure of a stadium concert. That combination is what made the Chicago rehearsal so compelling. It was spectacular without being overly produced, emotional without needing a dramatic storyline, and exciting simply because BTS were there. For fans who witnessed the moment, the soundcheck was more than a technical rehearsal. It was a rare opportunity to see their idols before the full spectacle began. The cheers from ARMY turned an otherwise routine preparation into a celebration of music, friendship, anticipation, and shared excitement. The atmosphere demonstrated that a BTS concert does not truly begin when the opening music plays. For many fans, it begins the instant the members step onto the stage for soundcheck.